Yeah, we on that time. 60 on the board, now we start that climb. Get ready, get set, yeah, the moment's now. When it hits zero, we gon' show you how. Run! Yeah. 50 seconds, feel the energy rise. Heartbeat fast, yeah, you feel that vibe. Lights get bright, yeah, the stage gets set. We ain't even started, but you ain't ready yet. 40 on the clock, now we pick up pace. Every second count, yeah, we in that race. Crowd tuned in, yeah, they locked in tight. Whole room buzzing, yeah, we taking flight. Yeah, 30 seconds left, now we turn it up. No slowing down, gotta fill that cup. Energy peaking, yeah, it's building fast. Blink one time, might miss that blast. 40 on the clock, yeah, we feel to the heat. Baseline knocking, got you out your seat. Hands go up, yeah, we ready to go. Whole vibe shift when we hit that flow. 10, 9, feel that energy climb. 8, 7, yeah, it's almost time. 6, 5, yeah, we live right now. 4, 3, let me hear that crowd. Steve on the mic, yeah, the nurse got skill. Break it down smooth, keep the whole squad chill. Talking about kidneys, yeah, we keep them on track. If your numbers off balance, he gon' bring them right back. Got the wisdom on deck, no stress, just facts. Hydration, motivation, every time he reacts. From the clinic hallway to your podcast feed, dropping gems so fresh, yeah, that's all you need. Stevethekidneynurse, yeah, you know the name. Keep your body in check, yeah, we play no games. Real talk, real health, yeah, we keep it pure. Tap in right now, Stevethekidneynurse, yeah. Stevethekidneynurse, yeah. Stevethekidneynurse.
Welcome back to Dialysis Life, the podcast where we share real stories of strength, struggle, resilience, and hope from people living with kidney disease, dialysis, transplantation, and lifelong illness. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Dialysis in Life with Steve the Kidney Nurse. I am so happy to share the story I have today. My guest is all the way from Auckland, New Zealand. Today's episode is a deeply personal and powerful one. I'm joined by Toni-Ray McCarthy, a 22-year-old from Auckland, New Zealand, who has lived with a complex medical journey from birth, including being born with one kidney, kidney reflux, a congenital heart condition, and now stage 5 kidney disease. Toni's story is not only about illness, but also about resilience, self-advocacy, medical trauma, uncertainty, and finding ways to keep going even when life has not gone according to plan. In this conversation, we'll talk honestly about the emotional side of chronic illness, the challenges of navigating treatment and medical systems, and the small things that can help carry us through difficult seasons of life. But before we bring Toni on, I want to thank our sponsors for tonight's broadcast and acknowledge our medical disclaimer. Now, today's episode of Dialysis in Life with Steve the Kidney Nurse is sponsored by Kibo Biotech, makers of Renadil. And let me tell you, and let me put it up. Let me see if I got it here. I don't have my, oh, yes, I do. Followers of Steve the Kidney Nurse, all right, can get 10% off products by using code STKN at checkout. All right. And we want to thank Kibo Biotech for supporting our show and the kidney community. Now, I also want to put up our medical disclaimer that information broadcast on Dialysis in Life with Steve the Kidney Nurse is provided for educational and informational purposes only and is not intended or implied to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Now, with all that out the way, let's welcome our guest from all the way from Auckland, New Zealand, where it's already Monday. She's in the future. Toni is in the future. But as always, let's give Toni-Ray our VIP welcome. All right. Let me get the VIP video. Toni, welcome.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Steve.
No, I want to thank you. Seriously, I want to thank you for reaching out to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't share this when when we first met doing this, sound check. But I want to thank you because honestly, I don't say this, a lot, but I don't think people be watching in other places. And for you to reach out to me and want to come on the show, that's why I asked you, how did you hear about me? And, I don't know what's going on outside of the United States when it comes to this social media, if my platform is reaching people. And so I want to thank you for reaching out to me and trusting my information and watching my show and information. So thank you. Yes. So, Toni, how's the weather there right now in Auckland, New Zealand?
Right now it's sunny, but last night it was raining a lot, and I think this week it's gonna rain a lot, but I love the rain. It's very cold as well.
Right. And so again, Toni, I'm so grateful to have this conversation we're about to have. So let me ask you, starting out, when you think about everything you carry since childhood, being born with one kidney, heart surgery, and growing up with uncertainty, what has that journey taught you about your strength and resilience?
I would say a lot of it would be learning how to advocate for yourself, being more involved with your healthcare growing up. When I was little, I didn't really comprehend what was going on. I thought being like hospital admissions, blood tests, and checkups were all normal to me until we have a health educator that comes around to schools. He's called Harold the Giraffe, and he has a mannequin of the human body. And I realized that everyone is supposed to have two kidneys, but I didn't realize that having one was a bit different. So I could still do all the normal things like running, exercise, and all the normal things that kids could do. But as I grew older, I realized that it kind of made me decline in doing those things. So I had to navigate around changing my diet, really taking care of my body. Also not getting infections, like going toilet in public places. I have to go toilet in a clean environment. That's to do with the kidney reflux mainly. For my heart, um, my heart has the holes have still been reopened, so I'm still awaiting surgery for them to be closed again. So now I can't really do like everyday chores, walking up hills or taking my dogs out for a walk. That is also a struggle as well. But I'm learning to cope with it day by day, and it's helped so much compared to what I used to go through before. As
Mm.
my mental health has also helped me a lot.
Wow, wow. So we have a guest in the comments that says, "Hello, Tony from New Zealand." This is actually Kidney Girl, someone that I know that's out of Georgia, United States, and she's had a kidney transplant, and she's been on my show as well back in the early days. So thank you, Leslie, for watching. Um, Tony, when did you first realize you were stronger than you thought?
Honestly, I think the first time I really, really realized was my second catheter insertion. Going through that, am I allowed to swear?
Absolutely. Hey, be yourself.
that 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 second insertion was really, really shit because I noticed that in different countries, dialysis insertions are so different compared to New Zealand. In New Zealand, you're awake for the surgery. You get the numbing sedation and the pain relief, but with the second insertion, I still felt everything, and I felt the guide wire was going in, but I think it just wasn't flushing in the right areas that the doctors wanted. They went about 5 times on the right side, and I literally felt everything. And I think going through the healing phase of that and also regaining my mental strength from what happened, I think that that's made me really strong.
Hmm. Wow. Tony, there has been times when you felt unheard or dismissed by doctors, even when you were trying to advocate for yourself. How has that affected your trust in the medical system and in your own voice?
At first, I used to be really, really angry and frustrated with the doctors. I used to blame them a lot for not listening to me. But I now look at it as I'm not advocating to challenge the healthcare, but more so I'm wanting to work with them. We're wanting to work as one and asking the questions, listening to each other, understanding what we're all going through, and making sure that my voice is a part of involved in my healthcare, because I feel like this is literally your health on the line, literally. And at the end of the day, we're all working towards the same goal, is to have the best healthcare possible. So I don't really more so blame them anymore or get frustrated with them and take my anger out on them. I try try a different gentle approach rather than just getting angry all the time.
Mm, wow. So, how do you speak up for yourself now when something doesn't feel right?
Um, Asking questions, also keeping a trail a trail of what was said at the interview, all your review letters, keep those in mind. Um, Also, I would say also, sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
Oh, that's okay.
Sorry, what was the question, Steve?
Uh, the question was, how do you speak up for yourself now when something doesn't feel right?
How I speak up for myself now, I've become more confident in how I'm answering my questions. So yeah, I go off the trail paper that I have, so there can be review letters from previous appointments. Also, bring someone that you trust with you, say a friend, a partner, a family member, and also looking into getting professional advocacy for someone to come with you. Because sometimes when you're not going to lie, when you are the patient telling them that your concerns, sometimes they really don't listen. And I feel like it has to come from someone that's in their field or more professional. And that's kind of the hard part, not gonna lie.
Okay. Toni, you lived with unexplained pain for years, and that kind of uncertainty can be deeply exhausting. What has it been like carrying pain that nobody has been able to fully explain?
It's been frustrating and stressful, I'm not gonna lie, but at first I was really annoyed and just I wanted to give up at that point because the pain just got so intense and no one was really telling me anything of what the pain was coming from. So I kind of just did my own research, so to say, and how to maintain that pain. So I did hot water bottles, I would use like marijuana bombs, vibration belts that I would use, pain medication as well, just things like that. Try to go to a believe it's a physio, because they told me it was muscle pain. So I went there, and then turns out it wasn't muscle pain, and it was just my kidney declining. So I just still went back to the little researches that I did, and it has helped a lot, and especially starting dialysis. It's helped a lot.
Let me take a little pause because somebody made a comment, said, "You look really pretty." And I want to be honest, when you sent me your pictures through the email, I said that I didn't want to tell you because I want you to think I was trying to be fresh. But I'm glad somebody else said it for me. But yeah, they say you look pretty.
Thank you.
And then Kidney Girl, Leslie, my friend, asked, are you eligible for a transplant? And she's in Auckland, New Zealand. But right now, are you eligible for a transplant?
Yes, I'm actually in the process workup for a transplant.
Yeah, and Leslie again says she does look healthy. And so let me ask you this, Toni. Do you hear that a lot when you go out in public from people that you may say, you're doing dialysis or you got all these medical conditions going on, and somebody may say, you don't look like you're going through all this. Do you hear that a lot?
Yes, I hear that more than you know, Steve. I hear that so much. I tell them about my conditions, and then they're like, "Well, you look healthy. You don't look sick." Well, I would never experience. Oh, I would never know that you were born with that condition until you told me.
So, Toni, what helps you keep going on the hardest days?
On the hardest days, I would say the main three things that keep me going is probably the support. So it'd be my family, my dogs, and my partner. They've been the biggest support, helping me through this journey.
You said your partner?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good. Good. So let me ask you, your dialysis journey has already involved pain, complications, and procedures that didn't go as planned. What has this experience taught you about control, patience, and resilience when life feels completely unpredictable?
I would say yes, the patience does come a lot. Wanting to just get through it quickly and not really taking the steps that I need to. Yeah, patience has helped a lot with this, and also not taking my frustration or anger out on people like I used to a lot because of what I was going through, and I was just so angry with that I'm going through it. Like, why me? Why am I going through this? That's what I used to think. But I've done a lot of journaling, meditation, and a lot of playing piano and learning languages. That's helped me so much in kind of grounding myself and not so ignoring the negative energy, but more so just taking it in and learning to let go and just let things be how they are. Like learning what's in my control and what's out of my control.
Got you. Now, has this changed how you see your future?
Yes, yes, it has. In two ways, I would say. First reason, it's made me a lot more scared. I'm not gonna lie. Um, Scared that I've been told that my conditions would be passed on to my children. That is another factor that I'm scared of. I don't want my kids to go through what I'm going through because I never wish this on anyone, to be honest. And my second reason would be it's helped me become a lot more stronger and more happier with life and just enjoying it and not being unbothered by negative energy or negative people and just learning to love myself basically and love life as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, you mentioned about being awake during your procedures. Being awake and actively involved during difficult procedures sound incredibly traumatic. What was that experience like for you emotionally and mentally?
It did really put a lot of emotional stress on me. First going in, I was told at first I was going to be put to sleep, so I was fine with that until we walked into the room and they told me to lie down, and I was kind of freaking out at that point. But I was controlling my breathing, thinking of being in a happy place, thinking of happy thoughts, and I was just like, if this is what I have to do to get through this, and it's only a short amount of pain for long-term gain, that's how I'm looking at it. If this is the best option for me to do other than hemo because of my heart condition, then I'm willing to put all my trust in, I'd say, sorry.
That's
I'm
okay.
willing to put all my trust and all my faith into what's about to come.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Uh, Leslie said, I see boxes behind her. What kind of dialysis does she do? So you can go ahead if you want to talk about the type of treatment you do.
I do manual bags. I did
When you
4.
say manual bags, what type of dialysis is that?
Oh, sorry. I do
That's okay.
PD, peritoneal dialysis, and I do the manual bags. I did 4 sessions every day. Oh, this is my IV pole that I have. Also, they give you a book as well when you start. And I learned this one because, well, if we have power outages, that's a good one. We can, if we want to travel, I think that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So getting back to about the procedures and being awake, what has recovery looked like after going through that?
Other than the pain, I would say it's a lot of adjusting, a lot of adjusting, a lot of routines. I would say get into a routine, and that would help you so much. And I really emphasize on that. Um, I would say also talking to people, not just like sharing a story and things like that, talking to your loved ones about how you're feeling and what you're going through. That has been the biggest struggle for me because I do not like to talk about my feelings. But talking to my partner and my family about how I'm feeling has helped me so much rather than just bottling up and, you know, just taking it out on everyone, basically. But yeah, I'd
Mm-hmm.
say it's helped a lot.
Wow. So at just 22, you've had to make major life-changing decisions about your treatment while also dealing with fear and uncertainty. What is it like carrying that weight at such a young age?
I would say, I'm sorry, what was the question again?
The question was, at just 22, you had to make major life-changing decisions about your treatment while also dealing with fear and uncertainty. What is it like carrying that weight at such a young age?
To me, I think, well, from my personal experiences, carrying the conditions that I have at a young age, I would say it's become quite normal to me, but to someone that has been diagnosed at a young age, I feel like it would be a lot more different. It would be a whole like life shift, I would say, to them. But to me, when I hopped on dialysis, that's what that moment felt like, a huge shift. And I think learning to just be, just learning that letting things come as they go and learning to be patient with it. And I would say also, sorry.
That's okay. Let me ask you, are PD machines available in New Zealand?
Yes, yes, they are.
Okay. All right. Um, we had another question. Are you vegetarian now?
Oh, no, I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I know being young and making such major decisions can be challenging, but who or what has helped you make those decisions? Some of those is life, those major life decisions that you had to make. Who or what has helped you make those decisions?
I would say the negative impacts that made me stronger, I would say from the experiences that I've experienced
Mhm.
in a negative way have made me a lot stronger and resilient and becoming more stronger mentally and also emotionally. But also help with my healthcare team. So with the vegetarian comment, we actually have nutritionists that give us all of these pamphlets and all of these informations for recipes on what to eat and what to look out for. But I do know that some people that I've talked to in New Zealand, they don't have the help that I do, and it's really sad to see. And I try to share my information as well to as many as I can.
Mm-hmm. Leslie also asked, have you thought about using the machine?
This is a really good question. So the reason I haven't used the machine, so I've had 3 peritoneal dialysis placements. My first one was in April, and the first reason why that was unsuccessful was because I was getting pain in 2024. I had pain on my right side, and I don't have a kidney there, so that was really uncertain about, confusing. And then ever since starting dialysis, it's just like all the pain is just transferred from the left side to the right side, and it was just continuous pain, and I was getting pain with fill, drain, and dwell. On my 3rd day of training, I got my tube flipped up near my heart, near my chest, and my site was leaking. So I had to have an emergency stop to the hospital. I had brushing and manipulation done, and then it was still getting pain, so they just decided to take it out, put a new catheter in, and then second one failed. And then the third one, I was asleep for that one, so that was really good. And when I woke up from the freaking recovery room and I looked at my tubes, I was honestly so happy, Steve. I was so happy that I had my 3rd placement. I can't say anything now for the pain just because I'm still healing, so I don't want to speak on that too soon. So I'm just waiting for me to heal a bit, but I am still feeling the same sort of sensations. But again, I don't want to say anything too soon. Oh, you're muted. Sorry.
Thank you. Do y'all have universal health care there? How is the health care in New Zealand?
From other people's experiences that I've seen on the news as well, I would say that they're trying their best.
Do you pay for your insurance or is it free?
It's free healthcare for New Zealand citizens.
Mm-hmm. I guess that's what she pretty much asking, because here in the United States, a lot of people pay for it.
Yes.
Through Medicare, and there's a lot of other places where citizens receive free health care. But does that come with a price? I mean, are you, when you get free health care, are you subjected to certain medicines, or is there like a tier type of treatment plan that goes with that free health care?
I have looked into insurance. I've noticed a lot of insurance companies in New Zealand, they don't cover pre-existing medical conditions. So that's kind of why I haven't gone to insurance. But I've heard a lot of good things from private healthcare. Public healthcare, I would say, in my experience, for paying things and medication wise, I haven't had to pay for anything or haven't had any limitations to what I can have for even appointments as well. I think the only appointments I pay for is general practitioner.
Got you. Toni, you talked about returning to things like learning German, piano, journaling, nature, animals, and humor. How have those outlets helped you survive this difficult chapter of your life?
I would say learning language. I've always wanted to learn a new language. I just think it's also so cool communicating in other than English, like sign language. I believe that that's so helpful to people who can't hear. I think that it's really beautiful, and I'm also learning sign language. My sister, she knows sign language, and I kind of communicate with her. Playing piano, I love learning the melodies as well. I've had a big role in piano playing. My sister, my eldest sister, she used to play piano, and I really look up to her when I think of her as well when I'm playing it. Nature and hanging out with my dogs. I think my dog has been my safe haven. She's literally the bestest thing that has come into my life. I did have a cat that's passed away. He had 3 legs. He was like my familiar. But rest in peace, Nacho. But yeah, I've become more, I'd say it's made me more happy, and also being consistent in it rather than just saying I'm going to do it, but actually putting the work to it.
Mm-hmm. So, which one of those brought you the most comfort?
I would say learning languages because probably when I'm in public and I don't like something, I kind of talk to German and to my partner. Or like if I'm feeling uncomfortable in a situation, I feel like it's better for me rather than kind of, I don't know, I feel a bit awkward or like anxious saying something that like I'm uncomfortable in English in public.
Mm-hmm. So I was just thinking about something when you said about talking to German with your partner. I just thought about it. I was stationed in Germany back in 1982. You probably wasn't even born then, 1982 to 83, 84. But I know a little German that I still remember, just a teeny bit. Like, Expectancy Dutch and the Bonhoff. And I know I had met a German female, and she said my eyes was goldish, I guess, which means beautiful. Goldish. You ever heard that?
No, I'm not fluent yet. I'm still
Oh,
just still learning. A beginner.
okay. So you heard of poon fries, like French fries? Oh, okay. And look, the Bahnhof is the train station.
Yeah.
And expectancy Dutch. Do you speak, German? I guess expectancy German, whatever. But it was a little basic German language that we learned when we were stationed over in Germany. Had to take like a language class. But but yeah, it made me think about that when you talked about German. Are you on TikTok?
No, I was for a little while, but just something happened on the account. Wasn't me personally, but just something in my personal life related. So kind of haven't been able to kind of download it.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, hopefully can get back on and get connected to the kidney community on TikTok. Toni, what has this journey taught you about advocating for yourself when you're living with a serious illness and others may not fully understand what you're going through?
How did I learn to advocate for myself?
Yes. So, what has this journey taught you about advocating for yourself when you're living with a serious illness and others may not fully understand what you're going through?
I really hope that it shows or it will help doctors and other people that are going through this, that what it looks like from the patient's side. Advocating for myself, I would say it was quite hard at first, and it still is hard. I'm not even gonna lie. Some doctors still don't listen to my concerns properly and go off what is written in the review letters, and that's sort of frustrating within itself. Um, I would say, yeah, definitely get someone to come with you, a professional advocate or someone. That would help a lot. But for me, it's taken some time for me to get someone to come with me. I have had family come with me as well, but unfortunately, still the same situations, as the doctors don't really listen to the concerns that I have. I would say write down the questions that you have, and if something has bothered you, write down what was said, what you said, what they said, and how it made you feel. And I would say, looking back at that, or looking back at what you wrote, think of how you can, I would say, improve or not come off so negative.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What other social media platform are you on? Are you on Facebook and Instagram?
I just have Facebook for now. I actually stopped using social media a couple years ago, and just recently restarted using social media.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now, has advocating for yourself ever felt exhausting?
Yes, I'm not gonna lie, it has. It has at times. But looking now, what I'm going through, or well, recently, me expressing my concerns, I would say I've become a lot more stronger and confident in knowing what I'm saying. And I like to be knowing that I have a say in my healthcare and not just going off with what the doctors have planned. I would say that's a really big one. Speaking up for what you think is right, and if something you're concerned about, and asking questions, a lot of questions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, has there been moments in this journey where you felt like giving up? And if so, what helped you keep going?
Yes, there has been a lot of times where I've felt like giving up, being ashamed of what I'm going through, um, kind of wanting to just ignore it, trying to numb the pain. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I really did struggle with a lot of alcohol and pain medication addiction in my teenage years. And on top of that, with my health, just not wanting to deal with it, so to say, that really made me want to give up a lot. Uh, I would say now, looking back at it, I can see that I was really hurt and damaged in the past. And I've done a lot of reflection on who I used to be, people that have done me wrong, and not so blaming them for what I've gone through. And how I overcame and not wanting to give up was looking at other people in my life that I'm surrounded by, the struggles that they're going through. Like my mum, she's currently sick as well at the moment. And seeing her literally push through what she's going through, she has lost so much weight and she's on Weight Watchers. She's going pools, exercising for herself. Seeing her push through, and literally she does not care about anyone's opinion. She is so unbothered. She's an unbothered queen, and I look up to my mom so much, and I literally just, yeah, I think she's the one person that I definitely look up to, and not giving up, because if she hasn't given up, then I don't think I should either.
Mm, wow. Mm. What would you say to someone in that same place right now that you was in?
I would say, please, please talk to someone. Talk to someone that you trust, because talking to someone really, really helps rather than bottling it up, because it can really affect yourself mentally and emotionally. And stress is one of the main factors of death. And I really I just don't want anyone to feel alone or unheard or ashamed of what they're going through. I want them to know that your chronic illness, or your illness in general, shouldn't define shouldn't define you, because it's just a part of you. You are way more than what you are. We all have hobbies and goals and careers, and let alone other than the medical side of things. I believe that I believe that we can all push through it mentally. It is a mental strength and a mental loss and gain going through this. I'm not gonna lie. Um, but loving yourself, starting with self-care, a lot of self-care and love. I think that's just one of the first steps that um that you need to do in order for yourself mainly. And yeah, mainly love, self-love, and talking to people. I would say the two are the main things.
Okay. And my last question, you said you said you want younger people facing chronic illness to know they're not alone. If a young person listening felt scared, overwhelmed, or misunderstood, what would you want to say to them?
Well, first off, I would say I'm always here to talk to them as well. Knowing that they're not alone, and that there is a huge community of younger people going through the same things. And I reckon that we can all just, share a little bit of facts and share a little bit of tips and stuff of what we're going through. I think it is a long journey. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, to be honest. It is a long journey. It is a really, really hard mental and emotional, physical gain and loss, but this is so worth it. It helps so much with your health. Like before I started dialysis, I was getting nauseous. I was dizzy all the time, chest pains, pain in my abdominal areas. But hopping on dialysis has helped so much. And also, does also come down to what we put in our bodies as well. So changing your diet does help so much. Not like immediately changing your diet, just adding the little things into your diet that would help your body become much more better. And I would say find hobbies that make you happy, and do what makes you happy, and do not dwell on the negative things in life, because there is so much positive things in life, and I feel like, in my experience, dialysis is one of them, to be honest.
I have a question and a comment, but before that, let me finish this follow-up question. What do you wish someone had said to you earlier in your journey?
I would say in my dialysis, before starting dialysis.
Yeah. Early in your journey, before everything started, what would you wish someone said to you?
I would say, because I've dealt with my health my entire life, it was normal to me, but I would say I wish that someone told me to be more prepared mentally, because it is a real mental strain.
Wow. So Leslie asked, do you work or did you work before your illness?
Yes, I did. I used to work in retail, just normal customer service, and then I was studying to become a nail technician.
Oh, okay. Okay, awesome. She also said Toni is an amazing person and in control of her life now. So, yeah. Toni, is there anything that you want to say before um, we actually close the show?
Mm,
And do you want to give any shout outs or any words of wisdom that you want to share with people watching now pertaining to kidney disease, chronic illness, or any person watching this that may be in the same age bracket as you that's dealing with multiple chronic illnesses? Because here in the United States, I'm sure you heard of lupus, sickle cell, polycystic kidney disease. Many people here also, as I mentioned to you before, deal with being born with one kidney. Is there anything that you would like to share or say to someone from maybe dealing with this from 18 to 30 that's been diagnosed with this? Anything you would like to share?
Um, I would say we never know what someone is truly carrying, and I would say, please, just be kind to one another, because yes, just be kind to one another, and don't be afraid to use your voice, and don't be afraid to be yourself, I would say. Please talk to someone, and also, if my story touches you, or just reminds you that you're not alone, I know that I'm doing something, and obviously, once again, I am here to talk to them, and I would say, just remember that you matter, and that you are strong, and your story is just beginning, and it's still being written.
Mm-hmm. So, Toni, we had two comments. One from Kidney Girl. She said, shout out to her family for raising a strong young lady. And then Living Life 4010. Thank you, Living Life, for showing up. I appreciate you for coming. And Leslie and everyone else, I appreciate y'all. She says, thanks so much for sharing your journey with us. And I want to piggyback off of that, Toni. Thank you for sharing your story so openly and honestly today. I mean, your courage, honesty, and resilience are truly powerful. And I know your journey will mean a great deal to listeners who may be walking a similar path, feeling scared, or trying to find their way through uncertainty. Um, you want to shout out to your family or your partner, anybody, before I bring the show to a close? Any shout outs to any friends or family?
Shout out to my mum and my two sisters who are watching, and also my partner. He's asleep in the room for work. So, but he's been the greatest. He's been the greatest support to me ever since we've met. Also, I would like to shout out to Dominique Costello as well. She is the one who actually made me come and reach out to you because I watched her video first. So
Oh, really?
yeah,
Dominique. Okay,
she's
yeah,
inspired me
yeah.
so much,
Awesome,
and also
Dominique.
Justin as well. They've both inspired me so much.
That's awesome. I know Dominique reaches a lot of people with her journey. She also does PD as well. Her story was awesome hearing. And almost y'all two almost have similar journeys. So, um, but thank you for coming on. I really really appreciate you all the way from Auckland, New Zealand, to be on the show. And to everyone, that brings us to the end of today's episode of Dialysis in Life with Steve, the kidney nurse. A huge thank you to Toni-Ray McCarthy for joining us and sharing such a moving and important story. Now, if this episode resonated with you, please consider sharing it with someone who may need to hear that they are not alone. Until next time, take care of yourself, keep going, and remember, even in the hardest moments, your story matters. This is Dialysis in Life. See you next time. Toni, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. Have a great day. Please don't be no stranger. Subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to come on sometime, I know the time is different. You're 16 hours ahead, but if you ever want to come on and be a co-host, it would be 12 o'clock just like today, because I always do 8 o'clock on Sunday. So you just let me know. You're welcome anytime to come back and also be a co-host. Again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and thank you everyone for watching. And I hope everyone has an amazing day and amazing week. Thank you, Steve.
All right, you too, Toni. I'll talk to you soon. Okay.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye. And to everyone else, this has been a great show. And if this resonated with you, or you think this can help someone, please share the broadcast, follow the page, subscribe, Steve the Kidney Nurse YouTube channel, or Steve the Kidney Nurse Facebook page. Again, thank you, everyone. God bless. Have a great week. Stay safe. Stay hydrated. Stay cool, and be careful in this heat wave that's going across the United States, and I think about 15 or 16 states. And a big shout out before I get out of here to Leslie, Kidney Girl 191, Kidney Girl 91, Living Life 4010. Definitely appreciate you. Who else was on here? Rose. And that was it, the three people that commented. I know it was more that showed up, but those were the three people that commented. I appreciate you for engaging with the guests. It means a lot. And this is how we get information shared and disseminated across the globe. With that being said, thank you everyone for watching Dialysis Life with Steve the Kidney Nurse. I am your host, Steve the Kidney Nurse, and we will see you next week. Peace.
Steve on the mic, yeah, the nurse got skill, break it down smooth, keep the whole squad chill, talking about kidneys, yeah, we keep them on track. If your numbers off balance, he gon' bring them right back. Got the wisdom on deck, no stress, just facts, hydration, motivation every time he reacts. From the clinic hallway to your podcast feed, dropping gems so fresh, yeah, that's all you need. Steve the Kidney Nurse, yeah, you know the name, keep your body in check, yeah, we play no games, real talk, real health, yeah, we keep it pure. Tap in right now, Steve the Kidney Nurse, yeah. The Kidney Nurse, yeah. The Kidney Nurse.
Hello, I'm Darren. We have breaking news. More than 600,000 Americans have kidney failure. While the number of people with kidney failure is enormous, the number of people with its precursor, chronic kidney disease, is staggering. An estimated 31 million Americans, or about 10% of the US population. Diabetes and hypertension cause 2/3 of all cases of kidney disease. 1 out of every 3 Americans is at risk for kidney disease, and kidney disease is now among the top 10 causes of death in the United States. In addition, 9 out of 10 people with early to moderate kidney disease don't know they have it, putting their health in jeopardy. Are you at risk? For more information, contact urbankidneyalliance.org. The life you save may be yours.